Nation, what's going on? It is time to break down the Raiders' loss to the Dolphins yesterday. Let's talk about it. Salute to everybody pulling up. What's going on, Raider Nation? Raider Ed again, back again with a live show tonight, you guys. We are going to recap the Raiders' loss against the Miami Dolphins yesterday. They lost 20-13. We're going to go into a full recap, give my thoughts on the game. We're also going to hear from you guys in the chat that you guys are going to come into the chat, give us your opinions, give us your thoughts. And let's hear what you guys got to say about yesterday's game. We're going to talk about, is Antonio Pierce and Bo Hardegree and AO4 still the future of the Raiders? We're going to talk about everything Raiders related. And it seems the nation is split because we had a loss. Some people are saying that Antonio Pierce is not it. Aiden O'Connell isn't it as a future quarterback. Bo Hardegree is the terrible offensive coordinator. The one thing we all can agree on is that this defense is the real deal. But where it is split is on this offense, and we are going to talk about it. But let me give my salutes. Sean Johnson in the building, Ian Rappaport of Raider Nation, as I like to call him. Salute, let's get it. We got Raiders Resistance in here. He says, uh-oh, look who is here. And yes, Raiders Primos is back in the building. Salute to Sean Johnson that has been just giving me notes after notes after notes in regards to Antonio Pierce's press conference, Hondo Carpenter's video. We are also going to dive into that. Hondo Carpenter shared a lot of great information tied to yesterday's game, and we are going to break his video down to some points that he talked about. Raiders Resistance has been posting also on Instagram again, giving the just bunch of notes. I actually have a couple of it pulled up here if I can find it. But yeah, salute to both of you guys for being on top of it. Also, you guys on your way in, we are at 415 subscribers. So if you guys can please hit that subscribe button, it doesn't cost you anything. Hit the like on the way in, hit the bell so you're not late to any live shows, so you can catch these shows live in the flesh. You can give your opinions in this chat, and I will read them. I will react to them, and let's just talk about Raiders football. So, yeah, let's get it started, you guys. Yesterday's game, the Las Vegas Raiders lost to the Miami Dolphins 20-13. The story of the day was, or should have been, the Raiders defense, but that was not the story of the day. The story of the day was the Raiders' terrible offense. Aiden O'Connell was 24 for 41, 271 yards, 6.6 on per attempt, one touchdown with 3 interceptions. He was sacked twice in the entire game, had a quarterback rating of 18.2, with a passer rating of 56. Las Vegas Raiders rushing, Josh Jacobs with 14 carries, 39 yards, 2.8 yards average with a long of 9 yards. Aiden O'Connell had 1 carry for 3 yards. Trey Tucker had a carry for a loss of 6. In the receiving game, Devontae Adams led the team in catches and targets with 7 catches, 82 yards, and 1 touchdown, and on 13 targets. The stat that I really like to see here is Hunter Renfrow and Michael Mayer. Hunter Renfrow had 5 catches on 5 targets for 42 yards. Long of the day was 31 yards. Michael Mayer, 4 catches, 46 yards on 5 targets. Longest catch of the day was 17 yards. Trey Tucker also was targeted 7 times, had 2 catches for 36 yards. 19 yards was his longest. The reason why I bring up those guys' stats, you guys, is because they have gotten more involved yesterday than we've seen in previous games. I am gonna beat up this offense, but we're gonna wait on that, because let's talk about this defense, you guys. Robert Spillane led the team in total tackles with 6 solo, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 pass defended that should have been an interception. Trayvon Merrick led the team in total or in solo tackles with 7 tackles. We also have to give an interception to Isaiah Palomalu, and we also got to give shout outs to Marcus Epps. He had a forced fumble, and I believe Nate Hobbs also had a forced fumble. Max Crosby had a sack in that game, and it was the only sack that the team got on Tua Tagovailoa. On Tua Tagovailoa's stats, 28 for 39, 325 yards passing, 8.3 per attempt, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was sacked at 1 time, had a quarterback rating of 38.8, passer rating of 103. The leading rusher was Raheem Mostert, or as I like to call him, Raheem Mustard. 22 carries, 86 yards, no touchdowns. Longest run of the day was 10 yards. He had 3.9 yards averaging. Miami's leading receiver was Tyreek Hill on 11 targets. He had 10 catches, $146, 14.6 average on per reception, and had 1 touchdown. And his longest catch of the day was a 38-yarder. I'm pretty impressed on that. I'm not going to lie, I thought Tyreek Hill would have had a field day. He looked like he was going to be on a field day, was probably a little bit limited, had a hand injury during the game. For the Miami's defense, their leading 2 leading tacklers for total tackles was Xavier Howard and Jerome Baker. They also tied with Jalen Phillips on solo tackles. Jalen Phillips was the only guy that really got to Aiden O'Connell with 2 sacks. He also had 2 tackles for losses, leading the team. Andrew Van Ginkel had 2 pass defended, along with Jalen Ramsey, who did have 2 interceptions on the day. And I believe I don't know who else had a interception that I could remember. I know it was a defensive tackle that had an interception on Aiden O'Connell, but for the most part, Jalen Ramsey told Aiden O'Connell to not pick on him. So yes, guys, let's dive into it, and this will lead me into Hondo Carpenter's his video, and he talked about that the Raiders went conservative in the second half, and there was a reason why they went conservative in the second half. And again, I think Raiders Resistance reported on this. I'm gonna double check for you guys. Salute to them. Okay. Where is it? I gotta find it here. But you guys, basically, Hondo Carpenter stated that in the second half, the Raiders went conservative in order to protect the quarterback. And it was mainly to protect, of course, Aiden O'Connell, and that is why they went conservative. It also played a part with Vic Fangio switching up the defensive scheme and making it harder on the Raiders' offensive line and their rookie quarterback. The Raiders were studying the Miami Dolphins all week, and the looks that they were getting on defense was not what they studied at all in the entire week. Vic Fangio switched up his offense, and he forced the Raiders to not run the football and force Aiden O'Connell to beat them with his arm. And as we've seen Sunday, you guys, Aiden O'Connell did not live up to that expectation. He did not beat the Miami Dolphins with their arm. Instead, Aiden O'Connell was cooking some apple turnovers. As another YouTuber I watched, so funny, man. I forgot his name. Salute to AP. Said, Primos, what is good? AP, we are dissecting this Raiders loss against Miami, and we have a lot to talk about. So share the link, spread it out, because I feel we are going to get in a debate with the nation, because I am not blaming I'm not blaming Aiden, but I'm not saying he didn't have a bad game. I'm just not blaming him specifically for this loss. Not even gonna blame Bo Hardigree. I'm gonna blame this on the entire offense. I'm gonna blame it on Bo, on Aiden, but I'm not blaming them solely. I'm blaming this on the entire offense. The defense showed up. That's like no question. Defense showed up. They were ready to play. I'm not even gonna blame Antonio Pierce. And I know a lot of people are bashing him right now because he went for it on those 4th downs. On the 4th and 2, I get it. Most people they wanted to take the guaranteed points, and I quoted because field goals nowadays are not guaranteed points. I know Sean sent it to me. Sean, let me see if I can find it. If I can't find it, Sean, can you send it to me again? The quote that that was reported by Hondo that they went conservative. I wanted to get the exact quote from Hondo. I don't want to go back into his video because he kind of, let me see if I find it here. No, that's Antonio Pierce's quote. We're going to get into that also. But right now, you guys, let's look at this defense. Max Crosby had the highest graded Raiders player by Pro Football Focus in Week 11 against the Dolphins. Crosby was graded at 87.2, followed by Isaiah Palomalo, who was 84.3, and Robert Spillane at 84. Others included Luke Masterson at 81.6, Tyler Hall at 78, and Andre James at 75.6. Over the last 4 games, Raiders edge Malcolm Kuntz is really starting to put things together, primarily as a pass rush specialist. 112 snaps with 28 on the run defending, 78 on pass rush. He had 13 pressures, 2 sacks, would have been 3 without Jacorian Bennett's holding call, 4 quarterback hits, 2 tackles for losses, 8 stops, 1 forced fumble, and a 13.7% win rate. Raiders run/prevent defense versus Miami. Robert Spillane has 6 stops, 1 tackle for loss. Trayvon Merrick had 3 stops, 2 missed tackles. Valon Nichols had 3 stops. Max Crosby had 3 stops, 1 tackle for loss. Tyree Wilson had 2 stops. Peters/Jenkins had 2 stops and a missed tackles each. Tyler Hall had 2 stops. Isaiah Palomalo had a stop and an interception. Nate Hobbs had a stop, tackle for loss, missed tackle with a forced fumble. Kuntz, Tillery, and Diallo had 1 stop each. Luke Masterson had a stop and a forced fumble. Marcus Epps had 2 missed tackles. I believe Epps was the one that had the forced fumble. Could be wrong. Jones and Butler had a missed tackle each. As for the coverages, Nate Hobbs was targeted 13 times, gave up 12, 130 yards, 1 pass breakup, 98.2 quarterback rating. Robert Spillane was targeted 4 times, gave up 3 catches, 24 yards, 1 pass breakup, which was the drop interception. 89.6 quarterback rating when targeted. Devon Diablo, 3 for 4, 40 yards, 1 touchdown given up, 145.8 quarterback rating. Marcus Peters, 4 for 4, 41 yards, 109.4 quarterback rating. Trayvon Merritt, 2 for 3, 23 yards, 89.6 quarterback rating. Isaiah Palomalo, 1 for 3, 12 yards, pass breakup, did have an interception, 6.9 quarterback rating. Jacorian Bennett, 0 for 1, 39.6 quarterback rating. Malcolm Kuntz, 1 for 1, 38 yards and a touchdown, 158.3 quarterback rating. I don't know what that is towards. It should, if it's towards to the running back, that should be on Devon Diablo. And I think Marcus Peters is the one that should be charged with the touchdown given up to Tyreek Hill. Malik Reed was targeted 1 for 1, 10 yards, 104.2 quarterback rating. Tyler Hall, 1 for 1, negative 2 yards, 79.2 quarterback rating, with Max Crosby having 1 pass breakup. As for the Raiders pass rush versus Miami, Max Crosby had 6 pressures, 1 sack, 2 hits, 17.1% win rate. Malcolm Kuntz had 5 pressures, a quarterback hit, 8.3% win rate. Adam Butler, 3 pressures, 10.7% win rate. Tyree Wilson had 2 pressures, 9.1% win rate. Jerry Tillery had a pressure, 5.9% win rate. And John Jenkins had 1 pressure. For the most part, you guys, this defense just proved to the nation, proved to the NFL that they are the real deal. The question for the entire season, you guys, was this defense going to ever be was it going to live up to the expectations? Was it going to live up to being a top 20, top 15 defense that they were earlier in the season? And they answered it yesterday. They went out there against the top offense in the NFL, the number one ranked offense, number one in points scored at home, number one in yards for the offense at home. I believe that we're having at least close to 350 yards per game at home. They are undefeated at home. They averaged 38 points at home. The Raiders defense held them to 20 points, 3 turnovers, 1 sack, and a missed field goal. Can't hate on it. Can't hate on the defense. I cannot say enough about the defense. They literally played their heart out there. And for that, Antonio Pierce gets my nod as being the head coach because he has more say in that defense now. Just like with Patrick Graham and Antonio Pierce being the heads calling that defense has just made that defense 10 times more better. And guys, mind you, there's not a lot of money going to that defense side of the ball. We do not have a dominant defensive tackle on the interior. We do not have a really true shutdown corner on the outside. We do not have a ball hawking safety. And this defense is playing lights out like this just excites me. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, Raider Ed, why are you excited about a loss? Shouldn't you be angry? I am angry. I was angry after the game. But after, a day, maybe even a couple hours, I wasn't really that much angry. I was maybe disappointed. I was upset about a loss. But I look towards the future because, let's be honest, you guys, this is when Nation, we about to get real. Because, Nation, some of y'all need to hear the truth. And some of y'all don't want to hear the truth. And that's pretty sad. Because the thing is, we get and I get it. As Raider fans, we up our expectation based off what we're watching. We won 2 games versus the Giants, versus the Jets. And we immediately upped our expectations like this is a playoff team. Aiden O'Connell is the future. Antonio Pierce is the future. Let's pump the brakes. Now, Antonio Pierce gets my nod as being the future head coach based off how the defense is playing because I believe he has more say in what the defense is playing as, whether they're aggressive, whether they play conservative. Him and Patrick Graham at the helm running that defense, seems they got that connection down. Where I'm worried is Aiden O'Connell and Bo Hardegree being the future. Those are the 2 question marks I have. Now, this is where a lot of people are going to be starting to disagree with me. Is Aiden O'Connell the future? I'm going to say I don't know. And a lot of people don't like that answer because a lot of people want to say Aiden O'Connell is not the future based off the game he had yesterday. Some of them are saying he is the future based off the past 2 games he had. Both those sides have their opinion. I'm not going to tell either side you guys are wrong because you guys can be right. And you have points for you to be right. But I'm not going to be painting a narrative for one side to be right. This is my opinion on it. My opinion on it is that Aiden O'Connell needs time to develop. We have to go back and salute to Hondo Carpenter because he talked about it in his video also. If you guys haven't checked him out on YouTube, please go check out Hondo Carpenter on YouTube. I'm going to actually bring up his link. Here, let me see if I can bring up his link because I'm actually subscribed. And you guys, subscribe to Hondo Carpenter on YouTube. Lots of information you guys are going to grab from Hondo Carpenter. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. But I'm just letting you know. If you want quality information, Hondo Carpenter is the guy to go to and to watch his videos. And he may not say what you want him to say, but the thing is, he's not a Raider fan, you guys. He's a beat writer. But he's there in the locker room. He's there asking the questions at the podium. Again, you guys may not like what he got to say. That's his channel right there. It's in the chat. Go check out Hondo Carpenter on YouTube. I highly recommend it. But Hondo basically said we got to rewind all the way to OTAs. And Aiden O'Connell was the third quarterback on the depth chart. Josh McDaniels did this kid no justice. Not only was he third on the depth chart, he got no first team reps. And if he did, Hondo stated he got them like 5% of the time. You couldn't really count them as first team reps. You couldn't count them. He took majority third team reps with people who are not even on the team anymore. And then going into the season, he had a limited playbook. Josh McDaniels did not do him any justice by helping the kid learn the playbook, and you are having him as the third quarterback on the depth chart. I would, me personally, have him second on the depth chart so he can get more first-team reps and he can learn more from being on the sideline, watching Jimmy Garoppolo run the offense. But no, Josh McDaniels didn't run like that, and we had to trust the process, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Throat is dry. And that lead us up to his first start against the Chargers. Hondo stated that during that week, again, Aiden O'Connell was kind of thrown under the bus because he was not really getting the quality first-team reps that a starter gets leading up into a game. It was going back and forth between Brian Hoyer and Aiden O'Connell, as we've seen, or as we heard in the reports after the game, and even before the game. It was going back and forth. Josh McDaniels was having them basically battle it out to see who's going to be the starter against the Chargers. Aiden O'Connell goes out there, doesn't have really the first, whole week of practice with the first team guys because him and Brian Hoyer were rotating reps because McDaniels didn't really know who was going to be the starter. So he has, the game he has one interception. He gets sacked 6 times or 7 times. And he goes out there and loses 24-17 to the Chargers. Now, fast forward to the firing of Josh McDaniels. Aiden O'Connell is the starter right going into the Giants game. Antonio Pierce is the new head coach. Bo Hardegree comes up and is the new offense coordinator. There's no plays drawn up, you guys. Bo Hardegree doesn't just come in and like, hey, I got my own playbook. No, that is not what happens. What happens is they go back to Josh McDaniels' playbook. But here's the difference. They are going to call plays not like Josh McDaniels. They are going to call plays based off what works for the guys, and they will probably give their input and try to draw up plays, but they have to do it on the fly. They don't have an off season, you guys. Think about it. They are in mid-season. They still got a game to play. They go out there, they score 30 points against a terrible Giants team, and the defense again shows up. They give up 6 points. Great win. Now they go against a tough Jets defense, a tough line. Aiden O'Connell, once again, he played like a rookie against the Giants. He plays like a rookie against the Jets. He has 1 touchdown, 1 interception, barely 150 yards passing. But what was the key in both games? The running attack. Josh Jacobs nearly got 100 yards against the Giants and had 116 yards on 27 carries against the Jets. The running game is really what helped Aiden O'Connell. Now, fast forward to this week. The Dolphins took Josh Jacobs out of the game, and the Raiders let them take him out of the game. Now, what do I mean by let them? They didn't run the football enough. They abandoned the run game quick. Josh Jacobs had 14 carries on 39 yards, 2.8 average yards. Now, let's go by the play-by-play because someone pointed something out very, very interesting. Let's look at the first about 10 plays, sequence of plays. So, there's 1 pass. Then Jacobs runs. You get a holding call. Then Aiden O'Connell passes again. That's their second play. Aiden O'Connell passes again, third play. But to be fair, third and long. You're not really going to get anything out of that. So there's 3 pass plays called on that. The next drive, Josh Jacobs had 2 runs. After that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight passing attempts. And they converted on 1 third down. It was 1st and 10, 2nd and 8, 3rd and 7. They converted back to 1st and 10. Aiden O'Connell passed up the middle, but you get another holding call, and then they continue to pass because they're in 1st and 20. Again, 1st and 20 is you're behind the chains, but it's not detrimental to the offense where you have to, okay, AOC, you're passing it 3 straight times. Why are you abandoning the run game? And this is what I was getting afraid of. You are turning Aiden O'Connell and trying to put the game on his shoulders. And what's crazy, you guys, and what I love is Antonio Pierce owned up to that. He owned up to that. And to quote Hondo Carpenter, guys, Hondo Carpenter and Paul Gutierrez, shout out to the Raider Way _ on Instagram. Per Hondo Carpenter and Paul Gutierrez, the Raiders admit to going conservative in the second half of the game to protect quarterback Aiden O'Connell. Vic Fangio called a masterful game in the second half, throwing in different fronts and blitz packages at the rookie quarterback, unlike they had seen on tape. With a banged-up offensive line and a rookie quarterback behind them, they had no choice but to try and manage the game as best as they could. And I'm going to be honest, and it was funny because me and Sean actually disagreed on how the game was going, that they couldn't really run the football, so they kind of, were forced to abandon the run game. 14 rushes for Josh Jacobs. That is, you are abandoning the run game 100%. Josh Jacobs should get 20 to 25 carries, and I get it. The offensive line was not opening run lanes, and Jacobs was not doing any better by trying to shake and bake and getting tackled in the backfield. I get it. But you still have to run the football to take the pressure off your rookie quarterback. Aiden O'Connell went out there, and he is a competitive quarterback. You can see it by the decision-making. And his decision-making is very, very poor. He is targeting one of the best corners in the league, and he paid for it. Getting having 2 interceptions, one being the game interception, and then also a momentum shifter that they missed a field goal. You go out, you target one of the best corners, you pay for it. It's a immediate turnover after the Dolphins gave you great field position off a missed field goal. But Coach Antonio Pierce had to speak on this. We didn't lose the game because of Aiden. Let's get that straight. It's a team effort when we win. It's a team effort when we lose. He didn't throw Aiden O'Connell under the bus, and I'm not going to do that either. Because why? He's a rookie. And you guys may be like, oh, that's an excuse. He is a rookie. It's not an excuse. It's a fact. The fact is he is a rookie. He's going to play like a rookie. So for anyone to expect Aiden O'Connell to go out there and go against a tough Jets defense, a tough Miami defense, and go out there and have 3 touchdowns, 350 yards, stop playing Madden, okay? The NFL is not Madden. It seems a lot of fans get in their Madden brains and think that the NFL is really Madden, and you could just put, a team on rookie mode, and Aiden O'Connell is going to go out there and throw for 5 touchdowns and 400 yards and no interceptions and beat the Dolphins 38-20. That's not reality, you guys. That is not reality. Is people have told me he's a 4th round pick. What can you expect from him? Exactly. Listen to yourself. He's a 4th round pick. What can you expect from him? Exactly. Listen to your own words. What can you expect from a 4th round pick? A lot of people do not hear themselves. Hear yourselves. Let me get some of these comments. AP says, in my opinion, it falls on Bo and Aiden a little bit. He's still a rookie, but those picks were ugly. And AP, they were. That last pick, though, like you said, bro, that last pick, Jalen Ramsey made an amazing play. He even on the first interception that he got, You can't take anything away from Jalen Ramsey. He made a diving interception, and on this one, on the last one, he went and got it. The second one, that was very, very ugly, though, AP. That second one was very, very ugly. And Sean Johnson, yeah, a team that put 70 on the Donkeys, the defense held them to 20. Cannot ask any more from this defense. AP says, I hope AP gets the job. I honestly think he will, though. Just bring in a young, smart mind for the offensive coordinator position. And AP, the thing is, a lot of people don't want him to get the head coaching job. But I'm on board with you, AP. This is where I'm going. Get Antonio Pierce, a competent offensive coordinator that can call plays in today's NFL, not old NFL, where it was in the 2000s, like Josh McDaniels calling plays. We need a smart offensive coordinator that can adapt to today's NFL to run, like screen plays, all these trick plays, like kind of like what the Dolphins were running yesterday. You got to adapt to today's NFL. And it's about getting your young guys involved and having 4 wide receivers out there with 1 tight end and 1 running back. All these, because I think we did it a few times yesterday where, again, play action and we only have 2 receivers running downfield. I heard it on the commentators saying all the time, like, Aiden had nowhere to go because they only sent 2 guys. Miami didn't bite on the play action. They only have 2 receivers going downfield. Why are we only having 2 receivers go downfield? And it was always Trey Tucker, and it was either Trey Tucker and Jacoby or it was Trey Tucker and Devontae. Trey Tucker's on the field. What do you think? Like, you're basically telling them what you're trying to do with Trey Tucker. You're trying to take a deep shot. It's not going to work if you have 3 guys watching Trey Tucker. Bring in Renfro. Have Adams and Myers on the field at the same time. Open up the offense. They will learn from it, though, you guys. They will learn from it that maybe hopefully Bo will get, will learn from it. It's like, you know what? Hopefully, first of all, let's start here. Hopefully McDaniels' playbook will be burned at the end of the year. Let's start there. But going into this week against Kansas City, who, by the way, I think they scored a touchdown. They are up 17-7 in the third quarter against the Eagles with 10 minutes to go in the third. Patrick Mahomes is 10 for 17, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jalen Hurts is 5 for 7, 46 yards, 1. Did he get hurt or did they just not have a lot of time? Hold up. Oh, he didn't get hurt. What is the time of possession? That's pretty even. That's pretty interesting seeing those stats from Hurts. Hurts is 5 for 7, 46 yards, 1 interception. But as I was saying, we need to get an offensive coordinator that can match up to teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, to teams like the Miami Dolphins. Because I was expecting that we were going to call probably more quick passes for Aiden. Get him comfortable. Get him in rhythm. Also, beat Miami at their own game with those quick passes. But you're forcing Aiden to hold the ball, which he already struggles with, holding on to the ball too long. And he's getting happy feet because, A, he doesn't have any options down the field. You are not helping Aiden out whatsoever by basically throwing him into the fire, and you're making his weaknesses be exposed. Holding onto the ball too long and him getting happy feet and then basically getting his feet getting nailed into the ground because he's not going to run. He's not going to take off and run. Sean Johnson, McDummy didn't show him the playbook that much. So over the past 3 weeks, he's been limited to the playbook. And when that gets narrow, even smarter, even smaller, I think that's what you meant. That gets narrow, even smaller, it puts Aiden in a no-win situation. And Sean, that is what a lot of people have to understand. Vic Fangio limited the Raiders' playbook to where they were forced to try to be safe with Aiden O'Connell. Now, I know most people look at that like, well, Aiden O'Connell had 3 interceptions, and they also went for it twice on 4th down. That's still kind of being aggressive. But this is where Aiden O'Connell's rookie quarterback IQ came out. On a 4th and 2, he takes a home run ball to Jacoby Myers down the sideline, targeting Myers in double coverage instead of taking Adams, running a drag route for a first down. That is where the rookie needs to grow up in. When we think about this deeply, I would not blame Bo Hardegree or Aiden or AP or anyone on offense. I would blame McDummy for yesterday in the lack of getting Aiden ready, this offensive master. Glad he is gone. Moving, we just got to put what McDummy failed to help develop Aiden, and we have to develop him and get him better going forward. We can't look backwards. McClown is gone. And you're right, Sean, we can't. But it sucks. It's like Hondo said. McDaniels is the reason Aiden is not ready. If people want to say, go on, social media and say Aiden O'Connell is not ready, there's your answer on why he's not ready. It's because Josh McDaniels never prepared him. So in hindsight, you guys, I'm not making excuses for Aiden O'Connell, but you guys have to understand Aiden O'Connell's position. He was not really taught the playbook as much as Jimmy Garoppolo and Brian Hoyer were. Apparently, this is what Hondo Carpenter was reporting, that McDaniels didn't really teach or develop Aiden to become a starter or to even play a regular season game. Even leading up into the Chargers game, he didn't even prepare him for that game. So the time that Aiden O'Connell actually took over the reins, which was before the Giants, was Giants week. I'm looking at that like that was basically week 1 for Aiden O'Connell, which means yesterday's Dolphins game was basically week 3. Why all these other teams and these players are up to speed, playing 10, 11 games, Aiden O'Connell played his 3rd game with a full week of practice with the first teams, getting as much knowledge of the playbook as he can grasp and the game plan that he can grasp going into that week. Going back to that comment that someone commented to me on social media, he's a 4th-round quarterback. What more can you expect from Aiden O'Connell? I want to ask you guys that, nation. What more can you expect from a 4th-round rookie quarterback? Because you guys need to bring your expectation down a little bit. This is not a playoff team. I said it time and time again. Could they make the playoffs? Yes, but they got to do it. Anyone can make the playoffs. Until you're eliminated, anyone can make the playoffs. For a second, I believe it was last year, I thought the Lions were going to make the playoffs, and they were 1-8 at one point. I was actually rooting for them. I'm like, bro, that would be some type of story. You start 1-8 and you make the playoffs. They finished 9-8, you guys. They went on to win 7 straight games. So looking at them at 5-5, or looking at them at 4-5 when they beat the Giants, could they make the playoffs? Yeah. Can they still make the playoffs? Yes, they can. If they somehow beat the Chiefs on Sunday, they're 6-6 and they still can possibly make the playoffs. But for me, I'm not looking at the playoffs. Do I want to get there? Yes. But do I want to get embarrassed in the playoffs? I don't know what stings more. Not making the playoffs or getting your ass blown out in the playoffs. I don't know what stings more. But I digress. I'm more looking towards the future. And I want to make the playoffs, you guys. But let's be honest with ourselves. Are the Las Vegas Raiders a playoff team? If they make the playoffs, cool. They proved me wrong. We are a playoff team, apparently. But right now, looking at this team, are we a playoff team? To me, we are not a playoff team. We got many holes to fill on the offense, especially on the offensive line. We have to get a backup running back. So in case Josh Jacobs ain't going, question is, where's Amir White? They're not using him. Where is Amir Abdullah getting carries? There's those questions, you guys got to ask yourself. Is this a playoff team? And Hondo Carpenter stated this is not a playoff team. he sees a record of 9-8 at best. And I agree with him. I believe I had this team 11-6 prior to the year, but when the way the season started, I was like, we'd be lucky to be at 9-8. 9-8 is the ceiling. 5-12 is the basement. When the firing happened, I was at like 10-7. You got to get on the run. 10-7. You could get there, but you got to win one game between Miami and Kansas City, which I don't see happening. So I was like, hey, you're still at 9-8 at best, and you're not making the playoffs at 9-8. The AFC as a conference is loaded. It's loaded. 9-8 is not going to get you there. AP. We still need to see more from Aiden, but my stance on him, I don't see him being our franchise guy. We don't need a game manager at quarterback. We need a game changer. And AP, I'm 100% with you. And this is why I say this, and I don't know why this is not good enough for people, that I say give Aiden time, maybe 1 to 2 years. Like, I'll say this, no matter how this season plays out, and you guys heard me time and time again, no matter how this season ends, you draft a quarterback next season. I don't care if it's in the first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, sixth round, seventh round. Bring in a new quarterback from this class. Not undrafted. You need to draft a quarterback. And preferably fourth round or higher. I would go. You could probably get a good quarterback in the fifth. But I agree with AP. The quarterbacks coming out nowadays, those are game changers. From what I've been watching, guys like Jaden Daniels, Cameron Ward from Washington State, Jordan Travis from FSU, prayers up to him. He had a terrible leg injury on Saturday. Bo Nix from Oregon. And I'm naming the guys that are getting overlooked because of guys like Drake May, Caleb Williams, and Michael Penix. Those are guys that are getting overlooked, you guys, that could fall in the second or third round. Like that, those are quarterbacks you go and get. You cannot miss out and be like, oh, Aiden O'Connell, we're going to roll with him, so we don't need to draft a quarterback. We just need to build a team around him. No. You can roll with Aiden. I don't mind that. But you still draft a quarterback next season. And you could even play like this. Have them both battled out, and whoever earns, keyword, earns that starting quarterback job, they're the starter week 1. Now, if you want to roll with Aiden and give him automatically, hey, you're the starter, and hey, Rook, you're going to have to sit behind Aiden. Cool, I'm all right with that. But what does drafting that quarterback do? Now, a lot of fans may ask, okay, then why, if you're going to roll with Aiden, why draft a quarterback? Here's why. You don't want to tie yourself to Aiden. You don't want to handcuff yourself to Aiden, because if he turns out, as me and AP have stated, and he's just a game manager, like that's who he is, bye. And now we bring up the rookie. And I know people's like, well, we don't got time for that. Yeah, we as fans don't got time for that. But the Raiders can't rush this. They can't rush building a playoff team, especially the quarterback position. The quarterback position can make or break you. And for the first 3 years of Derek Carr's career, and I bring him up because he's the longest tenured quarterback I ever seen, with the Raiders. In my time watching the Raiders, he was the longest quarterback that I've watched. His first 3 years, he showed that the Raiders could build something around him, and if they did, he could possibly get to the promised land. Problem is, they locked him up for another 5 years in his third year when he got injured. Did he deserve it? At that time, he did. But what did the Raiders do? They handcuffed themselves to an average quarterback and was forced, I would say forced, but they chose a quarterback over paying one of the best defenders. And I'm going to break a lot of nations' hearts. They chose a quarterback and handcuffed themselves to a quarterback instead of the best defensive player in that time. I don't want them to handcuff themselves to another game manager at quarterback. So, Aiden O'Connell, this job ain't yours for the long term. You got to go out there and you got to be a game changer. And right now, for these first 3 games, he's not. He's not a game changer. But I'm not willing to give up on him that he can never be a game changer. I'm not giving up on that. I want to give the kid a shot. I want to see what he got, but I don't want to be handcuffed to him. So I'm going to go draft a quarterback next season. No matter how this season plays out, Aiden O'Connell could go on a stretch and throw 14 touchdowns in these upcoming games. Still go draft a quarterback. Aiden O'Connell went on a win streak, took the Raiders to the playoffs. Still go draft a quarterback. You still go draft a quarterback no matter what. Why? Because Sean Johnson said it here. This is the deepest quarterback class in years, and you don't know when you're going to be given the opportunity to go get a quarterback with the caliber of being a game changer. AP_12. I personally do think we would draft Jaden Daniels because him and Pierce have connection back from their days at ASU. And AP, I've been watching a lot of Jaden Daniels. The deep ball, his awareness in the pocket to, scramble, know when to run, the accuracy he has with the football. Please, I want people to keep sleeping on this kid so he can fall to the Raiders. I would love to have Jaden Daniels as the future of the Raiders if Aiden O'Connell is not it. Sean Johnson. So when asked at the podium, that is why McDummie said not starting Aiden because it's not preseason. Basically throwing Aiden under the bus. He will never be better than a preseason quarterback. He had no faith. And you know what's crazy, Sean? This is the guy they drafted. They drafted Aiden O'Connell. And this kind of shows me the ego, like with the reports coming out that Ziegler wanted CJ Stroud, this kind of shows me the ego that Josh McDaniels had. He believed that he can make a mid-round to late-round quarterback an immediate starter. But what's crazy, he did nothing to prepare the young kid to become a starter. He did nothing. And that's why I want to say this, you guys. We're giving up on a kid that really hasn't even given a fair shot in the NFL. With 4 games under his belt, we're giving up on, and I'm, again, not saying he's the guy, but why are we so quick to jump to say he's not the guy? He sucks. And you know what's funny? Most of those guys that say he sucks were former quarterback, former fans of our quarterback, and act like he never had a 3-interception game. Jalen Hurts had a 3-interception game. Patrick Mahomes had a 3-interception game in his career. 3-interception games happen, you guys. Were they ugly? They were. But they were also really great defensive plays. And they were rookie mistakes. Now, if Aiden was doing this, like being in Jimmy Garoppolo's shoes, being a 10-year vet, and Aiden O'Connell's making these type of mistakes, and yeah, bro, kick rocks. Get the F out of here. He's a rookie. Not using that excuse. It's a fact. Is he not? I know he's 25 years old, but is he not a rookie in the NFL? Can someone fact check that for me, please? Because I might be wrong. Aiden O'Connell might be in his 3rd, 4th year. Did he play more than 4 games? Somebody help me out here. I might be giving false information here to the nation. Did Aiden O'Connell play more than 4 games? Does he have 5, 6 years under his belt in the NFL? Is he not a rookie? Please, someone in the chat, help a primo out. I might be giving out false information, you guys. I might be giving out false information. Help Primo out. Am I giving out false information, chat? Because if I am, if Aiden O'Connell's a veteran, I'll take it all back. I'll take it all back. Orlando Padilla, salute to you, brother. What about the Niners quarterback? He was the last pick, and he won games for the Niners. And he said, I know Niners have a good defense, but Orlando, Purdy's still balling. He's still gotta come through. He's still got to be accurate with the football. He's still got to take care of the football and not turn it over. He's still got to go out there and put up points on the board. And you've seen it, Orlando. When he doesn't do that, what happens? The Niners lose. We still need a quarterback. But we need a quarterback that's a game changer. Because there's times Brock Purdy turns it on. And he there's no stopping him. But I will say this, though, Orlando. He has the benefit of Deebo Samuel and George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey and that good defense you're talking about. Why do I say that, Orlando? Because when Deebo Samuel wasn't in there and George Kittle wasn't in there and that defense was a little banged up, Brock Purdy kind of came down to earth a bit. He came down to earth a bit. So, and also benefits from a Kyle Shanahan offense. Kyle Shanahan is one of the smartest head coaches in the NFL in regards to how he can just plug a quarterback in and they will do good. Got to give my shout out to Kyle Shanahan. But yes, let me see. I want to see if the chat, y'all need to help me out here because I'm telling y'all, I might be giving out false information here. I'm still on that because a lot of people treating him like he's not a rookie. And they're saying that's an excuse. Is it an excuse or is it a fact? Sean Johnson, I think next year is our year as long as we don't gut everything because we don't need to rebuild. Sean, you know what's crazy? A lot of fans think that's what we're doing is rebuilding. Why? I like how Graphic Raiders says it. We got Raiders PTSD. Yeah, we just gut everything down to the ground. We don't have to. I truly believe Antonio Pierce still has a shot at being the head coach. Bring in an offensive coordinator that knows how to call plays and is a smart offensive-minded coach in today's NFL and go get yourself a game changer at quarterback just in case they do want to go with Aiden and Aiden doesn't become the Aiden that they hope to be. Because Devontae Adams, you guys, see something in Aiden that we as fans don't have the luxury to be there in practice, be there in the locker room with Aiden O'Connell. Our leader, Devontae Adams, let me see. Sean, I think you did send this to me, and I'm probably going to have to find it again. Sean sent me a quote from that Devontae Adams had. Here we go. Devontae Adams sends a strong message. Salute to Sean Johnson for sending me this. Devontae Adams sends a strong message to Aiden O'Connell after a rough game. The star wide receiver, Devontae Adams, made it clear that nobody, I repeat, nobody is ready to give up on O'Connell yet. And I quote, we're not freaking out. He's not freaking out. We just have to stay together and find a way to convert better. That's from our star wide receiver, you guys. That is from Devontae Adams himself. If he's not giving up on the kid, why should we? Devontae's in there in practice all the time. And Devontae has been a big advocate for O'Connell since the beginning of the year. Since preseason, you guys. He's been a big advocate for Aiden O'Connell. I'm not ready to give up on the kid. 4 games under his belt, it's not enough. That's not even half a season. It's not enough. You know what's funny, you guys? I like to see all of us including myself, go play quarterback. I owned up to the fact I would get ragdolled if I suited up for the Raiders as quarterback. I told you I would. Raiders would be cheeks if I was a starting quarterback. The only reason I was saying, hey, if I don't got it, I get paid that, type of former quarterback play that, $35 million to not do anything, bro. Yeah, suit me up. I won't give you anything, but you pay me $35 and you don't expect, bro. The interception, holding on to the ball too long, running for my life. So I'm spooked. I want to ask all those fans that is getting on Aiden O'Connell, I wish y'all can put on a helmet and have 1 week to prepare for a team like the Miami Dolphins, have 1 week to prepare for the Kansas City Chiefs, one of these top teams. And I want you to go out there and I want you to go ball out, go have 4 touchdowns, go have 4, even this. Don't throw 3 interceptions. Don't throw 2 interceptions. Don't hold on to the ball too long. We make the mistake as fans to really, I would say, disrespect these players as if we as fans can do a better job than they can. And that is where the fine line, I feel like that is the fine line where we can't do. Are we going to criticize them? Yeah, but to go out there and make, basically make it seem like you can go do a better job, I wish you could. I will pay money to see that. If it was reported right now, we got a so-and-so that's from Raider Nation that can think he believes he can go out and do a better job than Aiden O'Connell, bro, I'm on the next flight to Las Vegas. I am paying $300 for a ticket against the Kansas City Chiefs. I got my popcorn ready. And I'm going to come on here and I'm going to cook him for having a terrible game. Sometimes Raider fans hate to hear the truth, and I'm one of them. I hate to hear the truth. I go on the ESPN, NFL Network, and they saying that my Raiders team and their playoff team, they suck. Man, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Now, if I say it, it's different. If my Raider family say it, it's different. Y'all speaking truth sometimes. But some of y'all be playing Madden too much, and y'all got to get off those video games and actually start watching some film. Download the NFL. And this ain't even a sponsor. Download the NFL Plus app, play that monthly fee, and watch some game tape and see what the quarterback sees. But again, it's easy to see it from a camera. It's another thing when you got grown men coming right at you and you got 3 seconds to throw. Or else you might be on the next cart to the hospital. Orlando Padilla, Raiders are not a playoff team. Said it. They're not. A lot of people don't like to hear it. Orlando, they're not a playoff team. What has this team showed us to consider them to be a playoff team? Renee, salute. Honestly, this team is not a playoff team yet. Offense has regressed so bad this year. Defense has improved a bit. I wouldn't even say a bit, Renee. After yesterday's showing, I would not say they improved a bit. But there are pieces left to put together. You are right about that, Renee. We still need like a top defensive tackle. Like if we could just get pressure on quarterbacks and like they got 3 seconds to throw, 4 seconds to throw. The thing is with the Dolphins, their offense is ran by the quick passing game. They don't like Tua holding onto the ball too long. So they game plan, Mike McDaniel game plans to get the ball out quick with Tua. Makes it hard for a pass rush to get to Tua. But if you can disrupt those timing routes, man, imagine we had a top defensive end or a top defensive tackle to pair with Max Crosby and then get a true lockdown corner. The defense can be scary, man. This defense can really be scary. Hold on, let me. Jerome. Bro, I've been screaming for Jordan Travis for the past 2 years. It hurt my heart to see what happened to that young man. Bro, Jerome, I started getting, watching film because I know he was coming out into next year's draft. I started watching film and watched those past two. Bro, Jordan Travis, was number 1 on my list. And to see that leg injury, bro, I feel you. It hurt me. Because now it's like, damn, I want to draft because he has the talent. but how's he going to respond to an injury like that? Now it's like you got a better option to pick Jaden Daniels, but like I said, Jordan Travis was my number one, and then it went to Jaden Daniels. And I know a lot of people may kill me like, whoa, Drake May, Caleb Williams are not up there. Hey, Michael Penix is number 3 only because it was realistically, who do we have a shot at? Michael Penix is number 3 because I would think if we want to go first round, Michael Penix is your guy. Caleb Williams, you got to trade the farm to get that guy. And I don't think the Raiders should do it. And then Drake May, I'm not too high on him. AP, the only thing I don't love is a lot of these quarterbacks that come out of the draft are a little older than before. It sucks, AP. It sucks because that's the thing with Bo Nix. Bo Nix is like 500 years old. Now he's actually like 25. I believe he's Aiden O'Connell's age, if not older. I think he's like 25, 26. It's crazy, bro. Sean Johnson, salute to the Ian Rapoport again for giving us some amazing intel. Ziegler McDummy, according to Honda, disagreed on a lot. I think that's why you didn't see Ziegler toward the end. I think possibly their friendship too hit, especially as businessmen. And Sean, you hit it on the button. I think Ziegler wanted to get Stroud. And I feel like if it wasn't for Stroud, he still wanted to possibly maybe get ahead in Hooker, maybe get an Anthony Richardson, possibly. But who knows? Apparently, to Honda, McDaniels had the final say when it came to who they were drafting. Orlando, great question, bro. Do you think AP will be the next head coach? I would say this. He still should be considered a head coach. He still should be considered to be the head coach after that performance because the Raiders came out and fought for Antonio Pierce against the number one offense. The way that defense had played, I'm telling you, that defense would not have played that way under Josh McDaniels. Antonio Pierce has lit a fire in that defensive room. Now, on the offense, I don't think Antonio Pierce has much say as Bo Hardegree does. I think Antonio Pierce left that up to Bo Hardegree. So that's why I say give Antonio Pierce a true offensive coordinator. And I believe Orlando, this could be a scary team next year if Antonio Pierce is the head coach. But he still has to go out there, and he has 6 more games left under his belt. You got to make these guys come out and fight every single week. Now, what I think you beat the Chiefs this week, that really will give you a good resume. Why? It's been a struggle to beat the Chiefs if you're the Raiders. Let's be honest. You know what? Let's be honest. The Raiders have been owned by the Chiefs so much so that, do y'all remember what they did to us last year? Ring around the rosy shit. That's how bad that's how bad they look at us, you guys. They're like, bro, it's our man. I didn't know we was getting another bye week. That's how the Chiefs look at us. If Antonio Pierce goes out there and you beat the Chiefs, you got a good chance, Orlando, at being the next head coach. You go out there and beat the Chiefs. Raider Luck, salute to you, brother. Raider, he says, nah, all we need is to get some great offensive team to help Pierce. Yeah, Raider Lux, that's what I said. That's all we need. Build up that offensive line. Get a good running back, too, to rotate Jacobs and that running back. Get a difference maker at the quarterback position that's a game changer, whether it's Aiden or a rookie that we draft in next year's draft. Because I'm telling you guys, if we do not draft a quarterback next year, y'all, I'm flipping this table. I'm flipping everything. I'm telling you all that right now. I will lose my head if we do not draft a quarterback next season. I'm telling y'all, I don't care how this season plays out. You draft a quarterback next season. You cannot miss out on a class like this. You cannot miss out on a quarterback. You can't. to where you can possibly get a difference maker in the 3rd round or the 4th round or the 2nd round, you take that chance. Because that's really what the Raiders need. Let's be honest, right? Raiders need a quarterback. I do like the idea of having Ken Dorsey as OC. Right now, Raider Lux, I'm not too fond of him, only given the situation that he had with the Buffalo Bills. But, I mean, he had them rolling at one point. He did have them rolling at one point. Shout out to Thor, representing Raider Nation Drinking Club. My dog. What's good, Raider Nation? What's good with you, Thor? Hope all is well. God bless, man. God bless. Orlando, do you think the Raiders will be running the ball next game? You have to. You have to, Orlando. The one thing you got to do with the rookie quarterback, unless you're CJ Stroud, and I say that because I knew CJ Stroud was going to be a dog coming into the league, and I was really hoping he was going to – he was like my number one guy. I was like, if I wish you could trade up to go get CJ Stroud. If you can't, try to trade with the Texans, but Texans ain't trading that pick away because they wanted Stroud. Our only way to get Stroud was be in front of teams that were willing to take, that were going to take a quarterback. That was the only way we're going to take Stroud. It hurt my soul, Orlando. It hurt my soul that we didn't get him. And to see how he's playing now hurts me even more, bro. But wishing the rookie the best. He's got the Texans rolling right now. Can't be mad at it. He is who we all thought he was going to be. But like I said, Orlando, they have to. They have to run the football. I don't care if it's with JJ, if it was Amir, Sincere, Beer, all the ears. Send somebody out there to run this damn ball down the Kansas City Chiefs' throats. I don't care if it's you, Orlando. Pat up, brother. Pat up. Run the football. Run the foot. And I'm not saying you got to run heavy, but don't pass heavy more than run the football. Don't be like Aiden, go win us the game. You got to take the pressure off of Aiden. Run the football. Balance it out. They ran the football 16 times, you guys. 16 times to how many pass plays? 41 pass plays. That is not balanced football. That is a recipe for a loss. And Antonio Pierce owned up to it, you guys. He said that as coaches, we can't rely on Aiden to go win us the football game. We have to coach better. And he acknowledged that the coaches put Aiden in a bad spot. That they shouldn't have relied on it. That 14 carries. He said 14 carries. That's not enough for Josh Jacobs. And it's not enough as a team running the football 16 times. This is where not having a good running back number 2 is bad. Because it seems they don't trust Amir. He's not even in it. When he is in, he's fumbling the football. Amir not even getting – bro, give Brandon Bolden carries at this point. Give the old head some – give someone that can run the football. Someone. If it's not JJ, if JJ's not going, give it to somebody else. Have Trey Tucker in the backfield. You like doing these jet sweeps with him. Give it to him in the backfield. Have him run up the gut. They got to get the running game going, Orlando. The thing is, I get it. Defenses are going to know that they need to run the football, so they're going to game plan to take the running game out. The problem is, Raiders, you have a rookie quarterback. You cannot abandon the run game. You cannot abandon the run game. As much as it sucks and you want to abandon it, you don't have a quarterback back there that you can rely on. You don't. At least at this moment. Now, if he had a full season where he took first-team reps, bro, I'll be like, yeah, Aiden, bro, you had a full season. This is what you was drafted to do, but he was thrown right in there. And Raider Lux, I'm sorry, Primo, but not. Aiden, at best, is another car. And, yeah, he's a rookie, but none of his mistakes were any rookie mistakes. It was more of his own mechanics. He doesn't move good in the pocket. And Raider Lux, you are not wrong, brother. You're not wrong. Because, honestly, I see the same thing. When I see Aiden O'Connell, what I seen yesterday was Derek Carr 2.0. That is what I seen out there. But why am I willing to get him a chance and not Carr a chance? Why? Because Carr's a 9-year vet. Aiden O'Connell's rookie. These are things that Aiden O'Connell can change. He can change those mechanics. He can get better in the pocket. He can look defenders off. He can get better at making decisions. But that's on Aiden O'Connell if he wants to get better. And if he doesn't, bro, I'm all for kicking the rocks with him. Just not now. Just not now. But like I said, I'm still on the stance. Go draft a quarterback. I'm not going to be that guy that's like, no, you go with Aiden O'Connell no matter what. You don't draft a quarterback. Like, no. You will set up the Raiders for failure for years to come if you go with Aiden O'Connell and you don't address the quarterback position. You will set the Raiders up for failure for years to come if you do not draft a quarterback next season. Raider Lux, not giving up on him, but let's be honest. He has a lot of limitations as quarterback, and a lot of these quarterbacks coming in next year all have a higher ceiling. And yeah, Raider Lux, that's why I said you still got to draft a quarterback. Still got to draft a quarterback. No matter what, no matter how this season plays out, Raider Lux, we still got to draft a quarterback. And the hiccups are coming. I got no water. Hold on. I got to text my woman. Give me water, please. Hiccups came. That's what happens when you're so passionate about this team, you guys. They start making you get loud, and you get the hiccups. Shout out to Sean Johnson. The Raiders are allowing 20.5 points per game. That's 13th in the league. That would be their lowest mark since 2002. And Sean, I've seen that, and that's like, it makes me want to cry. Because as Raider Lux said here, Raider Nation, one thing we can all agree is that our future looks bright. We found our effing defense. And I think Patrick Graham is owed an apology. Well, hold on. Yes. I think Patrick Graham's owed an apology. I'm owed an apology. Hey, Sean Johnson could back me up on here. Because I said they were trash last year in the sense that they couldn't get sacks, but were they trash in this stat? No, they were not. And actually, were they trash? I said, hey, but you got a defense that can keep you in games to win games. Not trash, but there's something you can build on. And now Patrick Graham, second year in, has these guys balling out. And I think also you guys got to give kudos to Antonio Pierce too, because I believe Antonio Pierce also has a part in that defense too. He has a part in that defense too. Thank you. Oh, bro. She got me the Raider Cup too and everything. She already know about her, man, how much I love the Raiders. Salute to my beautiful, beautiful woman. This is how I know I found the one. She already know what time it is. She already know what time it is. AP, if I was a QB in the NFL, might as well call me a running back. Because I would be running for my life. And every time I threw shit would be a dot. Bro, this is the best comment, bro. This is the best comment of tonight. We got a Raider fan being totally honest, because hey, AP, I'll be the same way, bro. Y'all will be killing me on social media. Get Raider Ed out of there. He sucks. And I won't even hate you. I'll be like, I told y'all I do suck. I can't do this better than these quarterbacks. Raider Lux, JJ McCarthy is my guy. Shaking my head. Yeah, I know. Now, Lux, if you could fill me in, why do people not like McCarthy? If you could fill me in, brother. Because I haven't done any film work on him. I think Michigan is rolling right now and they're winning games. But why is I'm seeing a lot of hate for JJ McCarthy? I was hearing rumors that Jim Harbaugh and JJ McCarthy might try to come to the Raiders. I disagree on that, and it's not because of JJ McCarthy. Please do not bring Jim Harbaugh here. Please do not bring Jim Harbaugh here. Mark Davis, listen to the players. Do not mess up like you did with Rich Bisaccia. Sean Johnson, did you see what Skip Bayless and Keyshawn Johnson said after yesterday? Give him the job now. Sean, I did, but I disagree with them. I disagree with them because he's 3 games in. Yeah, he had these players fight, but I want him to not only have them fight, but you got to go beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Go beat the Los Angeles Chargers. Go beat the Denver Broncos. And I'm not talking about 17-16 like the former coach didn't know. Go lay a whooping on the Denver Broncos. Which you guys ain't going to be a cakewalk second time around. Sean Payton got those boys balling right now. And I told people that the Denver Broncos were going to be a sneaky team. And at the beginning of the season, I was be honest, I'm like, damn, no, they just straight up ass, bro. I don't know what they got in Colorado. I don't know what they got in Denver, but man, they ass. But whatever they got now, they playing some good football over there. Hey, I gotta call it like it is, you guys. As much as I hate them, that's a game we can't overlook now. Can't overlook Denver now. They beat Minnesota, who was on, I believe, a 4-game win streak. They beat the Bills and they beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and they are currently on either a 4 or 5-game win streak right now. It's crazy. Denver, can y'all give Vegas whatever y'all got going on in those waters? Like, just give it to us. We ain't got no water in Vegas either way, so we need water. Please give it to us. Raider Lux. Sean Johnson, he replied, he deserves to be a head coach. All he needs is to bring in his own offensive guru to worry about X's and O's while he worries of fueling the team. And you know what's crazy, Raider Lux? I'm telling you, I think he has more say in that defense. Him and Patrick Graham, I think they are at the head of that defense. And he does do that with Bo Hardegree now. Hey, you worry about the X's and O's. I'll worry about calling timeouts. I'll worry about what I want to do here in the situation, time management, whatever the case may be. But X's and O's, you worry about that. I'll worry about timeouts, time management, all that. And I think, that's what I think. I'm telling you, I think Antonio Pierce has a big part in this defense, more than what people realize. I give kudos, and I seen that, Sean. I'm gonna probably wait, Sean, though. I'm going to save them in my phone, but I'm going to probably wait and make that a live show. Maybe we could get Nate on, maybe Big Mike on, get a couple of the brothers on, and just dissect those offensive coordinators. Because I also got to do my homework, Sean. I don't want to be talking about on my ass right off the start. I got to do my homework on those offensive coordinators and really dissect and break it down with my list, because I probably would change it up. I appreciate it, though, Sean. I appreciate it, though. Raider Lux, Primo, CJ was mine and your favorite, man. I remember always talking about him, and my sleeper was DTR, while yours was the rookie that went to Minnesota. Oh yeah, Jaron Hall, and he hasn't lived up at all, bro. They gave up on that boy so fast, Raider Lux. I was rooting for my boy Hall out of BYU, but they gave up on that boy real fast. They traded for Dobbs like, yeah, no. Wait, didn't he get hurt, though? Now that I'm remembering, he got hurt, though, right? He got hurt. Yes, CJ was mine, bro. I want a CJ Stroud so bad, bro. Watching his combine and then watching his tape out of Ohio State, bro. I'm not going to lie. If we could have lost like 2 more games last season, if it meant I could have took a little bit more of losing in 2022 if it meant us getting CJ Stroud. I ain't gonna cap Raider Lux. If it meant getting CJ Stroud and we just had to lose maybe 2 or 3 more games last year, I would have took it, bro. I would have took it. Oh, Orlando, bro. Hey, where's the next one headed? So I'm like, hey, Orlando, bro, you gotta represent. AP said, for me, it's either Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, or you trade up for May or Williams. And if you get a late round quarterback, draft Ward. Cameron Ward is my sleeper. That is my sleeper because Sean Johnson put me on him, but I realized even last year, I forgot, Sean, you might have put me on him last year too. Because I think he was thinking about going into last year's draft. Cameron Ward is a sleeper. And AP, I'm telling you, if you trade up for Williams or May, you're sending the farm for either one of those guys. And I'm telling you, I think for Drake May, it ain't going to be worth it. And Caleb, not looking too good with USC, even though they got a terrible, terrible defense. For me, the quarterbacks I would draft, or hold on, I think I clicked that one already. Oh, he said for me. Oh, he finished it. For me, Bo Nix is a maybe. He's just too old. Yeah, AP, I hear you. That is probably the one knock I got on Bo Nix, but he's still balling, though. I can't lie. He's still balling in college. I think he has 40 touchdowns to 2 interceptions on the season. He had a 6-touchdown game in the first half on Saturday. Bo Nix is balling, but the age could hurt him. Raider Luck, since last year we saw our defense wasn't a reason we were losing games. It was our offense guru. He came with damages. For real, Raider Lux, like I said, bro, even in this season, imagine if we just scored like 4 touchdowns a game, bro. Like, we would be rolling right now, even back to last year. My biggest issue was like, can we not score 4 touchdowns like when we need to? Like, is it like, and well, here's why I say that. It's frustrating because you see all the teams, even teams that are ass, at one point they score 4 touchdowns. They make it look easy. They may be losing that game, but they're making it look easy. While we over here struggling to get 20 points. Like, what? What? And Sean Johnson says, apparently Josh McDummy had Patrick Graham held back. And yes, Antonio to now we know why our linebacker room got so good. Antonio Pierce. Bro, Sean, I'm telling you, he has, and now that he's the head coach interim, I know he's interim head coach, but he has basically control of that entire defense and how it is called. And him and Patrick Graham are basically dissecting the situation. That defense is even more scarier now. AP, I tried to tell people Graham wasn't bad last year. The defense didn't do horrible. The offense didn't help them. The defense was nearly on the field the whole second half of games. AP, speaking facts. Speaking facts, bro. Raider Lux, I don't like him because he's from Michigan, LOL. But I like the fact he has been working in an NFL-ready offensive system. Bro been playing good for me. Heard he makes some dumb mistakes here and there. Hey, and I say this, Raider Lux. If he does more harm than good, because even Josh Allen, there was one point he had like 15 interceptions, I believe, in one season. May have been last season. But he had like 36 touchdowns passed. I'm like, he still got them to the playoffs. Yeah, he made hell of mistakes, but he did more good than harm. He made up for those mistakes. If he could do that, Raider Lux, thumbs up for me, bro. If he could come back from those mistakes and he does more good than harm, I'm cool with that. Basically same shit they were saying for Will Levis. Hey, the thing is, Raider Lux, Will Levis had one good game and he ain't bounced back from that. I was like, damn, Will Levis balled out. It's crazy. That's another guy that I was seeing him getting, but then I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to put mayo in my coffee anymore. AP, I gave up on that man, Jaren Hall, when I saw he looks like Mahomes from Witt. Oh, bro. Now, hey, you know what's crazy, AP? Now I can't unsee it. Now I cannot unsee it. My sleeper was DTR, and he's been up and down with Cleveland, but got to keep an eye on that. He's been he's like, for me, he's like O'Connell. He needs give him time. And could he develop? Maybe. Could he not? Never know. But the potential's there. Next draft will be in Detroit next year. Orlando, hopefully you can make it out. Got to represent Raider Nation. AP, I was surprised when we didn't reach and take the Mayo Man. Will Levis at 7 last year. And I'm going to tell you, I'm kind of glad we didn't, even though he had a nice 4-touchdown game against Atlanta. And I was like, in y'all's face for calling this guy that he sucks, but then he sucks. I'm kidding. We don't know. Again, another guy that we don't know about. Have terrible, terrible team, though. Around him. He has DeAndre Hopkins and Derrick Henry, but the Tennessee Titans just need for the coaching and front office, they need to revamp what they got going on over there. And I thought they would have done that this past offseason. Raider loves. Only people who blamed our defense were people who were obsessed with our broken down. Not gonna say his name, even though I said it earlier in the show. On some real shit, we need to go all out for Chris Jones. I would love to get Chris Jones. That's only if he's a free agent, though. If he's a free agent, yeah, bro. Here is the Las Vegas money. We got your house built down the road. Go gamble that money. Give it back to us, right? But anyways, you all, I think we covered anything. We covered the Raiders' loss. We talked about, are they still the future? Antonio Pierce, AO, Bo. We talked about the Hondo Carpenter video. I think we dissected this game pretty much, you guys. I'm going to try to see what's Nate's schedule looking like, because he's been working late nights. I'm trying to get him on. We can come back and we can really talk some Raiders football, Raiders Primos in full force. The shows are not the same without my Primo Nate next to me. I love talking them with y'all, but I'm telling y'all, they're not the same when we got my Primo Nate in the building. So salute to my Primo Nate. He's working, like I said, he's working late nights. He is getting that bread. Can't hate on that. But with that being said, y'all, on the way out, hit that subscribe button. Y'all, we are at 415, I believe. 415. Let me see. Yeah. Yo, we're at, I don't know if y'all can see that. We're at 415. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see that. We're at 415 subscribers. Share the link around. If y'all haven't already and you love what Raiders Primos brings to the Raiders content world, please think about hitting that subscribe button. We talk Raiders football. You could agree, disagree with us. We also talk all 31 other teams from time to time. I don't really, dissect them like other people do, I'll be honest. But we still know our ins and outs of the other teams. We like talking other, we just like talking football here at Raiders Primos. So please, if you like what we got going on here, doesn't cost you anything. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like on the way out. If you like videos like this, we're going to come out with more. It gets the algorithm out, gets this video out, so more of Raider Nation can watch this live, can watch our videos, and also it just helps the channel grow. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Hit that bell so you guys are not late to live shows in the future. If you guys want to, get your comments in, I try to read all of them. I try to acknowledge everyone in the chat. Salute to everyone that pulled up. Salute to all y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I can't say it enough that I love you guys. I love the nation. I love talking football with y'all. Like, y'all don't know how much, I need this. I need to talk football with you guys. I love the Raiders so much. I know y'all love the Raiders so much. I can't express how much I love y'all. I love y'all so much for your support. Have a blessed rest of your Monday. And right now, to give you all a score update, the Philadelphia Eagles are leading 21-17 with 5 minutes and 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Kansas City has the ball right now on their own 23, and it looks like they might be getting ready to punt, as it is a 4th and 12 as of right now. But anyways, y'all, I'll catch y'all right in the next one. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, hit the bell. Peace.